Okay, this is part two, solving the error that I was having earlier today. So, um, what I found out was that our package manager folder, the rowing folder should be in our path. And in our labs here, it doesn't seem to be. So if you're in the computer lab, or even if you're home, you should check this out. So I'm going to go into my environmental variables. Again, look at my path. And again, remember, just a quick reminder, there are two paths. This is the system path. So every user on your computer has this path here. And then added to that is your user path. So this is the one we generally edit here, at least in the labs. So I'm going to edit that one here. And this is the file that wasn't added, the folder. So when we're using the Node package manager, I'd install stuff in this roaming, in app data roaming npm, are where it attaches when you install stuff. And so that should be in your path. And in the labs here, it didn't look like it is. It should have been and put in there when we installed the Node package manager, but for some reason it's not in here. So we want to make sure that's in there. Okay, so once that's in there, we can go back. It'll can everything, restart Firebase here. And again, I was just asking Gemini what to do. And again, it did just like what we are saying. Check that Node is installed by just typing in this npm.v to check the version. That should tell you that it's a version. And then we installed the Firebase tools by running this command. And again, this puts it in that roaming folder, but I couldn't find it in the other area in the next step. So then I installed Firefly config with this there. And then we ran Firefly config here. So down here I would run, so I've done this Dart install of Flutter Firefly, and I've also done this install of Firebase tools. So now once those two are set up, I can run this Flutter Fire config. And it should find my projects. I'm going to make this window a little early. I have a bunch of projects. So it finds all these projects here. I can, so if this is the one that's selected, I can use my arrow keys to move through. You can see them highlighted. So I'm going to move arrow key, arrow key, arrow key all the way down to the bottom, create a new project, hit enter, the project name. Now this is all lowercase with dashes in it. So I'm going to say vote dash fire or Flutter, something like that. So it'll create the new project out there in my Firebase console. Yeah. Oh, yes, lucky me. I actually have a project when I was trying earlier with that same exact name. So I should have, so I'm going to run this again. And this time I am going to look for that project. I don't see it here. I would have thought it would be on the list here. Okay, so I'm just going to go down and do a new project with a different name. So Flutter voting. Oops, I got to do dashes and not underscores. Voting dash B, just to make sure it's unique. Okay. I think this will be solve the problem. It could be that your project is tied to your the path, so your package name, and yeah, so then it'll say which platforms do you want to configure support for here. And again, it by default is doing Android and web because those are the two I have enabled. I'm going to just do those two here. So that looks good. Android and web are set up. It's going to set things up here, and it should download a file. So what I'll see is a new file will be put in the lib folders, and then it'll download the files for Android and web from Firebase and put them in the correct locations. So this will take just a little bit to run and get this to work. So again, it registered the Android app here, and it downloaded the Firebase stuff for Android. It's registering the web app here. So again, if I go into my Firebase console here and refresh, I should see my new app created here. Income. Yep, let's see it. So what did I call this again? Flutter voting 3. Yep. So that's created there. And again, it's set up for two apps here, an Android app and a other app. So it is doing that. Okay. And then finally, it should tell you your platform IDs for those two apps. It's configured and stuff. And then this Firebase option.data file should be here. And once you have that in there, now this should be working better. Let's see if I do a pub. Sometimes I do this, another pub spec, pub get. See if that helps. Well, I'm having some problems. I think these are out of date. I generally don't like to list those versions there and just get the newest version. So I'm just going to switch that to the newest version and get all the dependencies in here. Go back here to main.dart. And yes, that should be resolved. Why isn't that resolved yet? I'll have to look into that. There. Okay. So we've got all the right things imported and running. And so now when we run, it'll initialize Firebase. Our next thing will be to try to display some Firebase data. And we'll do that. We'll talk more about that on Thursday. Okay.